Greetings, everyone. This is Ayman Tarbishi. I am the ICSB Executive Director. I'm also Deputy Chair of the Department of Management at the George Washington University. And I am excited, and I'm really excited about this because this is something when I saw it right away with Ngozi, I said that we need to have you here on this webinar here. So this is me in a candy store with this topic here. It's just there's so much potential with this idea here. But let me first introduce today's moderator. And then also the key presenter, and then we'll give her the floor to present. So first, I am delighted and honored to introduce the president of the International Council for Small Business, ICSB, Mr. Ahmed Osman. Ahmed, greetings. How are you?
Good evening, Ayman. Good evening to everyone. I'm fine.
Absolutely. Ahmed, what I'd like to do is before I introduce our keynote speaker here, I wanted you to talk a little bit about ICSB work with the International Labour Organization last May in Rome, and our focus on the youth and what you've learned, so we can prepare everybody with this session and see why the connection is there. So please go ahead.
Sure. Thank you very much, Ayman. So we were, as ICSB, we received over a year ago an invitation from the International Labour Organization to join their Decent Jobs for Youth initiative. And basically, the initiative by ILO is to empower young people all around the world with different skills and different tools for them to have a better future. Obviously, if we look at statistics, 68 million people, young people, men and women, all around the world are looking for jobs currently. Also, 123 million young people are working, yet they're living in poverty. And globally, around 1/5 of young people, around 270 million people, are not in employment, education, or even in training. And we have a very interesting product developed by Dr. Tarbishi over 6 years ago, which is called the ICSB Academy, where we invite young people from all around the world to live a 1-week full immersion experience where they live together, work together, play together, and they learn a lot of skills on how to start their ventures, their startups, their small businesses. And we had very, very successful academies over the years. The last one was last summer in Cairo here in Egypt, and we had one planned for Paris, obviously to postpone to next year. And we are getting a lot of requests from all around the world because basically bringing young people from around the world together really is something which we found to be a great way of breaking barriers, making them communicate together, making them think of things like sustainable development goals, how they can make the future better for themselves and for us, obviously. And I personally believe in the power of youth. I come from Africa. Africa is a young continent. It's a very rich continent. I think the future for this continent is great if we empower our youth with the skills they need for the future. So this is in a brief what we have done with our friends at ILO. We are very, very honored to be a partner for the Decent Jobs for Youth initiative. We joined them in their conference last May 2019 in Rome, as Ayman mentioned. And also we are looking forward to doing more work with them on this very, very important initiative. Maybe something else I'd like to mention is we are now, we have launched our knowledge hubs, our K hubs, as we call them as ICSB. And we think our knowledge hubs will also be a good tool for young people all around the world also to learn more about starting their businesses, about social entrepreneurship, about ventures, about lots of things. So we have launched K-Hubs already, and very, very soon we'll be launching our second product, which we call the Centers of Excellence. And Centers of Excellence will be targeting universities only, where we'll establish a network of universities to work under certain themes, to do research together, to do joint articles together, to do joint teaching together. So we will have our Centers of Excellence very soon launched, and we'll have definitely a track focusing on youth entrepreneurship and other things such as policy, such as innovation, and more things. So I thank Ngozi for agreeing to do this very, very exciting webinar with ICSB, and over to you, Ayman.
Thank you very much for a very succinct presentation here. And I have to explain why this session, why this webinar, and why with Ngozi. We did, a couple of weeks ago, we did the Sustainable Development Goals session. And we had a webinar with the ILO talking about the importance of youth in both in the formal and the informal economy. And what we heard in the webinars and what we heard in the SDG certificate is there's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of problems. There's a lot of issues here. And we all nod our head and we all agree to this. And then here comes Ngozi, and she sends me an email and she goes, Ayman, take a look at this. Take a look at what I am doing in Canada. Look at this, this initiative that I am doing here. And when I opened the slides and when I saw her bio, I was like, she's not talking about anymore about issues, or she's not talking about concerns or problems we have. She was offering a solution, something that's viable, that's doable, that's acted upon. So with that, I just said, well, that's someone taking action. So I reached out to Ngozi. I said, Ngozi, you need to come here. Let's do a webinar. So let me introduce her officially and read you her title here, because it's very important that I read you her titles to understand where she comes from, what her experience is, and why she's interconnected to all of this. So Dr. Ngozi is an independent energy consultant. She advises clients on business development of energy, petrochemicals, industrial chemicals, and negotiations in developing countries. She has a broad range of expertise in the upstream, downstream, and midstream segments of oil and gas industry. This has taken her to some countries, including the United States, New Zealand, Canada, Italy, Great Britain, Africa, and the Caribbean. She has participated in the oil and gas sector for over 15 years. In her previous role, Ngozi has worked as an analytical, production, environmental, and corrosion chemist in the oil gas industry with ENI Italy. I'm happy telling you. Also as a petroleum research chemist with ABBM Loomis Global in the United States. She's also a certified facilitator and teacher because of her keen interest in STEAM and to encourage youth to develop their passion. She has taught a region chemistry to high school students at the Double Discovery Center at Columbia University in New York City and New York Board of Education in the United States. And she's also a first-year undergraduate chemistry at the University of West Indies. She is a proud chemist and has diversified her chemistry interests into food chemistry and thus has worked as quality control chemist for MFS Food Safety Laboratory in Canada. She was a member of the quality assurance team at Cisco Foods Calgary. Her passion, she believes, is empowering and giving learners the opportunity to take on their active role in education and entrepreneurship. She is a teamwork with a global STEAM organization to educate the next tech genius. She is an entrepreneur, initiating some organizations aimed at empowering women and youth in developing countries. She is the president of Obana Energy Limited and Obana E-Learning Limited. She is a member of the American Chemical Society and a registered professional chemist at the Association of Chemical Professionals in Alberta. She's also been a person she likes involved. She is also with the Canadian Chemistry Conference. She is part of the ICSB membership. She is part of the USASB members and she is a participant in the ICSB Social Entrepreneurship Certificate Program. She's also a member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers. She's also a member of the Academy of Management, right? And so she's global. I would like to say she's intergalactic. And Ngozi has a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Chemistry, specializing in petroleum and petrochemicals and mineral resources. And she has a degree in Energy and Mineral Resources from the University of Texas at Austin. And she's a PhD candidate at the Business School, Oklahoma State University. She's also a certified petroleum joint venture analyst and administrator by the Mount Royal University in Canada. She's also a graduate of the Rotary Leadership Institute. Just reading her bio, reading her background, reading what she has done and traveled and what she's been doing here. And now here she comes telling us about coding for youth. You have to understand that she's a Renaissance person. She sees the world from a whole different perspective. Ngozi, we are just beyond delighted to have you here. The floor is yours. Impress us. You need to unmute your phone. Sorry. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, great. Welcome again.
Good. Thank you, President Ayman Osman. Thank you, Executive Director of ICSB, Dr. Ayman El Tarabishi. Thank you to the participants of this webinar. It is very exciting for me, a great privilege actually, and an honor to present RoboGarden at this webinar. It is a revolutionary education platform, RoboGarden Inc. RoboGarden is a forward-looking, one-stop cloud-based publisher that uses artificial intelligence, interactive, game-based learning to develop content, empowering teachers and instructors, as well as helping with teaching and training of students in future skills. The skills we call future are here with us today. The program supports the creation of pool of digitally skilled developers, digital literate citizens, and digital savvy entrepreneurs. RoboGarden disrupts the educational technology sector with an intelligent engine that applies user data to optimize the educational experience, building future educational models. RoboGarden has two main product lines, K to 12, that is kindergarten to grade 12, which is similar to what many other countries called nursery school to secondary school. Therefore, the two product lines are K to 12 and adult learners. Both are fully commercialized with motivated existing global sales channels. The motto of RoboGarden is digital skills for everyone, which you can see at the bottom of this slide, K to 12. It involves progressive learning, game-based environment, STEAM-blended activities, visual programming, coding camps. On the university level, RoboGarden has also progressive learning, game-based environment, artificial intelligence, web development, mobile development. For professionals, RoboGarden has for you a job-focused skills, entrepreneurs-focused, real-world projects, machine learning, full stack development. I will take a minute at this slide to show you what the users of RoboGarden technology, what they have said about RoboGarden. I am going to play it. It will take us just a few seconds.
The skills that can build a long-term career for myself.
RoboGarden has given me the opportunity to get back in and start learning the current technologies.
And if you have an understanding of even how information is being used on the back end of something, you'll understand the world better.
I know that I can use data science skills in many industries.
There's certainly been a lot of care provided to ensure that we can succeed, right? Lots of TA help, lots of instructor help.
Everybody should learn how to code because I think it's the future.
Take that risk. It was worth it. It's a wonderful learning experience.
How do you you see that? That is RoboGarden. What is their vision? RoboGarden vision includes building and bringing innovative skills and values to everyone with the mission to fulfill the skills gap standing in the way of future career opportunities for all learning stakeholders. And the philosophy, which is based on, is learn by doing, which is very, very critical. Learn by doing, game-style environment. It gives the students a fun, step-by-step way to develop digital skills literacy from the basics to the advanced concepts with one main objective, which is learn to earn. Today, and what is happening, especially with the recent health crisis we have globally, the problem, shortage in skills, and high unemployment rate globally. For example, in China, 77% of the jobs in China are at risk of automation. Significant global increase in programming and STEM jobs, with growth reaching 12% per year, and this represents above average growth compared to greater job market. In China, again, for example, there is massive shortage that exists for qualified STEM teachers, and also globally, not only China. Hence, providing scope for online educational channels, which has now been increased due to the COVID which we are experiencing. Again, in China, about 80.5% of teachers that are involved in STEM subjects receives no serious science education, and many were at a middle or high school education level. If only the tier 1 cities and few tier 2 cities have included the STEM education and methodologies into their curriculum, such as Beijing, Shanghai, and all other cities which we have there, including Chengdu, and only 27.1% of them design their own curriculum. And on my right-hand side, you will see various countries from Turkey to Japan, the percentage of the skills set shortages that they are experiencing. The map on the flag on the left-hand side, sorry, on the right-hand side of this slide is that of Japan, ranging from Turkey to other countries to Japan. Let us explore the global market size and the growth estimates. And we will be able to see unique opportunities for investments globally and possibly to China. It is predicted that the global learning market size is expected to reach 133 billion by 2023. 133 billion US dollars by 2023. Worldwide revenue for self-paced e-learning products and services in 2016 was 46 billion US dollars globally, almost 50% of that in North America. Again, global corporate e-learning market is predicted to reach almost US dollars 3 billion in revenue by 2020. And I believe with this COVID that arrived, that figure will be on a more higher side than predicted, with CAGR of 11.41%. The growth is derived by self-training for job-related purposes. For those of you who are here who are participating but do not understand what the word CAGR means, that means compound annual growth rate. Again, there is an opportunity, mobile learning, which we call M-learning market. That market is forecasted to have incremental growth of 32.78 billion with CAGR of 23% between 2018 and 2022, which is not far from now. Again, on my right side of this slide, these are some of the forecasts by various, for example, FMI, which is Future Market Insights, have also forecasted the edutainment market size, what it will be like between 2018 and 2028. Alongside with Game Industry .biz or BIZ have also forecasted Asia Pacific and North America together are expected to account for 71% of educational game revenue by 2023. Again, the Garden have also predicted that too many graduates are mismatched to their jobs. What is going wrong? How does RoboGarden technology deliver their promise? The technology power of the RoboGarden artificial intelligence for personalized learning based on D3 engine. What do we call D3 engine? That is digitize, deliver, differentiate. How does RoboGarden digitize? How do they deliver? How do they differentiate? Now, let us explore how RoboGarden digitize. Their digitizing process is based on 3 segments, which you can see on this slide. From the dry content to the cumulative, self-paced, gamified, and practice-based interactive content. The self-paced is broken down into 4 compartments: automatic roadmap, enhanced intelligent narrator, content interactive breaks, and auto grading. On the gamified segments, RoboGarden scripting language to create missions. That is, they have their scripting language to create the missions for the youths and for the kids. RoboGarden general scoring system, and also the streaks. Those of you that are in stock market might know what the streaks is, which is a platform that enables traders to create, backtest, and deploy trading algorithms line in the stock market. There is, on this gamified segment, rich library of words and storylines. And on the practice base, we have 3 segments, 3 compartments: rich mission types, missions integrated with lessons, and project tools. All this cumulatively gives the self-paced, gamified, and practice-based interactive content. How do RoboGarden deliver the technology? There are various phases: the presentation layer, the front-end layer, back-end layer, and stream execution engine layer. Let us look at the presentation layer. That means it's accessible through the web. You can use it on your smart devices, mobile or tablets, your API, LTI, and game servers. On the front-end layer, that's where you have the game interface, STEM tools, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math tools. Then you have the coding tools, then the user management tools. On the back-end layer, we have the user progress. That's where you fill the user's progress, digitize content, the intelligence score analytics, the API integration support. Then the stream execution engine layer has the code execution support for all languages, simulator engine, 3D game support, intelligent hinting. What makes RoboGarden unique? What differentiates RoboGarden? RoboGarden technology has 4 levels of differentiation. Level 1 is an artificial evaluation and measuring of the student's level. At this level, Robo collect the data, and the data are the score, the time that it took the students or the youth to perform the activities, the code length, performance on challenging missions, and the streaks. This information enable Robo to make some prediction, and those predictions are student level, student commitment and persistence, student STEM preference. At level 2, which is artificial AI, artificial intelligence-based analytics for teacher and parent. There, Robo collect the detailed score on different types of missions over a long time, because the teachers participate and score the students while they're going through the activities. Also, parents can have the ability to do that. And these informations collected enable Robo to do also perform some prediction on level 2, and those predictions include 7 learning styles: visual, verbal, oral, that is physical, logical, social, and solitary. On level 3, the artificial based mission selector. At this level, the information that is collected from level 1 and level 2 about the students and digitized content classification will be collected from RoboGarden. This data will enable the Robo to make another prediction, which includes custom learning paths with custom content per student, missions suitable for the student's level. This is what is happening at level 3. At level 4, which is learn to earn assistance, the skills needed for this job on freelancing platform are matched with digitized content learning outcome. And this data that is collected at level 4 enable Robo to carry out an action which is automatic job matching for RoboGarden graduates. This is how RoboGarden technology digitize, deliver, and differentiate. At these slides, we are looking at the Learn to Earn Optimum platform. What is the process for this product line that is fully developed? At the adult education level, Robo can deliver this to this category of learners through boot camps, which sometimes last up to 12 weeks and also sometimes 1 week. Adult education includes executives, professionals across all various industries. This is what that is happening, and these have been being demonstrated and being done in some countries, which you see their flags at the bottom of each of these learning categories. At the universities and also community education schools, there is a self-paced, or they have the option of blended type of learning practice. For the children courses, it's broken down into self-paced camps. It can also be delivered in each of the schools. And also the students can, by themselves, learn through the digital platforms. The educational technology services, which is engine to digitize, stream content delivery, is based on logical thinking. This is how RoboGarden's solutions and products on Learn to Earn, how the platform are being optimized to be able to deliver, perform the D3 engine successfully and efficiently. This is the package. What can be able to be assessed, or each of the vocational or continuing education, universities, pre-K to 12, or professionals. This is some of the things, or the things that RoboGarden can deliver to you. Let's take a look at pre-K to grade 12 level package. In this package, the students have access to 17 courses. These 17 courses, which cumulatively is almost 300 hours of game-based learning education that covers all the required computational, problem-solving, and programming skills blended with STEM content. Higher vocational and continuing education are exposed to the JavaScript, Python, CSS, and HTML. For competitions and camps packages, the participants will be also exposed to block programming, Python, JavaScript, Lego, robotics, STEAM competitions. On artificial intelligence package, the learners will have learning certification for artificial intelligence and machine learning in different industrial applications. For those of them that have very keen interest in developing apps, different types of apps, there is app development package dedicated for app development courses for Android, iOS, and cross-platform programming for real applications, which you saw at the video we played in the first slide, some participants, what they are saying about their experiences on RoboGarden. There is a core competitiveness RoboGarden have strategized to be able to grow globally and also have a solid stance for global for growth and global expansion. And these are broken down into 3 different areas. At the moment, mature operation, Robo has stable distribution network in more than 10 countries and partnership with world-class education technology digital platforms, government organizations, and school boards of education and the ministers of education in some countries. Providing teaching services to more than 7,500 users from B2B sites and more than 3,000 unique visits to our platform on monthly basis. Strategy for rich expansion. The coverage of RoboGarden services is extensive. It is from preschool, which is nursery schools in other parts of the world, to higher education. From personal computers, which is your PC, to the mobile, and from single programming software to docking robots. The coverage allows RoboGarden to scale up from content perspective dramatically with high standards, making the platform impossible to compete against regarding content growth quality and value. How do they differentiate themselves? RoboGarden is a strong, dedicated, experienced educational software service company. It is an artificial intelligence AI-based engine that can continuously enhance the education experience to create sustainable intellectual property. RoboGarden tools are optimally designed to guarantee the success of education organizations, schools, universities, teachers, and individuals. This is an overview of the existing sales channels. Integrated B2B and B2C approach. And these are classified to Group A, Group B, Group C, as you can see at the bottom of these slides. And you can also see in the 2 boxes, Group A and Group B, the people who are participating in that sector, and Group C, the universities and educational technologies that are participating in Group C. This model is to assess the B consumers database, and our B partners are classified, as I have just mentioned. Group A, for example, are the companies looking for educational technology services, content and platform to publish courses to the content on RoboGarden platform. Group B are companies looking for educational technology services, and they have their content to publish courses on RoboGarden platform. Whereas Group C are companies looking to distribute RoboGarden courses. So that means there are so many ways you can be able to get into RoboGarden or associate with RoboGarden. Again, where are we? It is serving the entire North America, including United States, Canada, Mexico. In southern part of America, it is serving Brazil and hoping to get into other countries, including Argentina and Chile. On the Asian side, we're already in China, in India, and even beyond, getting into Australia and some other countries on the northern part of the hemisphere. In Africa, we are in Nigeria, we are in Egypt, we are in Sudan, we are also in other countries, including Portugal, and many other countries that are not listed on this particular slide. What this has given all of us the impression to believe that coding, for example, for youth and kids is another language. It seems impossible for kids to understand it. For adults, you and I learned in our own time alphabets, but now we are learning a different language. Inevitable different language. That this is the time for the children, for the youths, for the adults to get themselves to start learning and start growing with the dynamics of business environment. That is why RoboGarden is teaching students different coding concepts, teaching them not only STEM subjects and also good morals through a game-based environment that helps the students enjoy their education while learning to become next coding genius. Just let us look at just 1 second what some of the world leaders in technology have said about new technology and new coding, which we are now seeing. According to Bill Gates, I quote, "It would be wonderful if every kid wrote computer programs and understood how computers work. It would certainly make you a better thinker." And an American entrepreneur and investor, software engineer, and co-author of Mosaic, Mark Anderson, I quote, "More and more major businesses and industries are being run on software and delivered as online services, from movies to agriculture to national defense." And Mark Zuckerberg, which all of us know, the owner of Facebook, I quote, "In 15 years, we will be teaching programming just like reading and writing. We will be looking back and wondering why we didn't do it sooner." And finally, according to Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, unfortunately, that day has come. Below these slides, you will see a lot of awards, accomplishments, recognitions that have been given to RoboGarden technology. I thank you all for the active listening. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Ngozi. This was really, really inspirational, and it's great what you've been doing, and looking at the geographical reach you've covered. You've done very good things in the last let's say in this very short journey you've been through with RoboGarden. So we have a number of questions coming through, and first of all, lots of people are asking, coding, when is it the right age for children to code? Is there a right age, or can they code at any age? Is it ever too late? Can they do it at any stage of their childhood or youth journey?
Right from the time the children are in the nursery school, Robo has developed coding for children in pre-K up to the kindergarten level. And that helps the students a lot, because during this age phase in the students, or in the children, or in the youth, is when the skill sets are forming, when the brain functions are actively developing. And most people, usually when the children at that level are being, children, the way they behave are being a little bit active. They try to give them, okay, look at this computer and play this game, and you look at this phone and play this game on the computer. If the kids are introduced to RoboGarden technology, which is a game, they are learning. They are learning mathematics, they are learning science, they are learning technology, they are learning engineering, and they are learning arts. So by the time they start differentiating colors, because they will be learning with an interactive robot who will now be teaching them, look at this color, look at this, look at that. And then some of them use it to be able to build a very interesting model at their different age level. So there is no age limitation from pre-K to up to the university level. You can introduce the coding to the students. Right now, we are doing that to the pre-K students.
Excellent. My second question to you is, obviously, your company or RoboGarden has gone through a series of, we've seen a number of awards you've achieved as a company, but obviously there's always these proud moments you've seen when you've reached your target audience in terms of young people and the impact you've done. Can you tell us one of your exciting impact stories?
Yes, there are several of them, and which are also accessible. If one have the time to go to RoboGarden website, which is www.robogarden.ca, you will go through all the social medias and be able to find out what the users, the students at all levels, the professionals at all levels, what they have said about Robo. And I remember one of the, to answer your question, we are in a school in one of the developing countries. And after introducing the RoboGarden to the students, and they are learning how to code, then we ask them questions. Why do you think you like RoboGarden? They told us that, one of them said that, I want to be bigger than Facebook, and I want to perform more than him. And I'm going to use the local resources we have, integrating the RoboGarden concept into my learning to be the next person that will be able to tweet RoboGarden, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. We were really impressed, and the kids have already started doing that. They will be able to use the RoboGarden to develop certain things, to integrate it even at the university level, because when you look at what is happening today, I listened to one of your presentation of post-COVID webinar which you delivered, and it states that we can't run away from technology. It is what is going to guide us. And that is why we are doing this. We are doing a lot of, we did the most remarkable conference that was organized virtually online for everybody, globally throughout the world. So the kids are very impressed, and we are also impressed at the development and impression and what they are learning, what they are using RoboGarden technology to develop in different countries.
I have two other questions. I know time is running out. We had planned 30 minutes, but we're nearly an hour. But we have a question from a dear ICSB colleague and member and friend, Mr. Magdi Wahba. He's asking, what is the effect of coding on entrepreneurial behavior of young people?
Beautiful. That is an excellent question. The young people have developed entrepreneurial mindset that is guiding them to be able to acquire more entrepreneurial skills and improve their behavior with the projection, with that confidence that with persistence and continuous learning and practicing with this robot technology, they can develop anything. Because with that, they now know that they can even develop some apps that can help in agricultural industry, that can help for them to optimize the transport system, for them to learn how to use a RoboGarden to be able to optimize the chemicals and be able to develop another chemical product. They have also learned that the entrepreneurial skills that this can enable them to be able to optimize the arts, ARTS, arts learning system. Because all these things are the knowledge they acquire while using RoboGarden technology. The entrepreneurial behavior and entrepreneurial mindset is limitless with RoboGarden. There is nothing as of today, which all of us know that there is nothing we can do today without doing digital. Going digital, it's all over. In the industries, there is high automation. In the airline, in the health system, there are a lot of entrepreneurial mindset and behavior that why are we now, usually the COVID, everybody is expecting that usually traditionally to develop a vaccine takes about 2 years or 3, for example, but with high automation, with high digital technology, people are now expecting that the vaccine will come towards the end of this year or possible early next year. Again, kids are very excited. They are hearing about self-driving cars. They are hearing about battery technology. These skills enable them to be able to think, because the RoboGarden enables them to think, to be very creative and logical in their reasoning, to be able to develop a strong entrepreneurial mindset that will improve their entrepreneurial behavior and be able to be great entrepreneurs.
Excellent. We have another question from an ICSB Education Exchange member, our dear friend Moses Ngozi from the Technical University of Mombasa in Kenya. And he's asking you, RoboGarden has only been adopted in 3 African countries. In your opinion, why did this happen, and why have other African countries not adopted using RoboGarden yet?
Yes. Thank you, Moses, for that question. When RoboGarden started, it's a cloud-based technology. We moved straight to test and see how we are progressing in the developed world. And we were modernizing, optimizing every day. Initially in Africa, we have some countries have a weak internet strength. And that was a little bit a limitation when we started. But those are now a history. We have optimized everything, and right now the African countries are now embracing a RoboGarden because it is mobile friendly. You can have it on any mobile device you need, and the students are also very excited to be able to follow the robo in their journey in different missions. So African countries are now descending on RoboGarden, and it will soon spread across those areas.
Excellent.
So Moses, we will welcome you to come to Kenya to deliver that, and you'll be a game changer in Kenya for this technology, and introduce it to the youth, because Mark Zuckerberg has a coding school in Kenya and in Lagos in Nigeria, but almost more than 50,000 applicants and only less than 0.1% are taken. So where are other students? Where would they be? So it is time for Africa to join the journey, all other countries, every country in the world, to join RoboGarden for us to accomplish the digital world which we are in today. And we are seeing that it's an inevitable in the future.
Okay, we have more questions. I'm sorry, I'll just give you another couple. From Fatimata Lai, she's asking, how does RoboGarden technology help a student in computer sciences be a better learner? And what would you advise computer science students to do to gain advantage from RoboGarden technology?
Absolutely, that is a very nice question. Let me take you back. All of us are speaking English because we started learning our alphabets. And with that alphabet, it was highly coordinated to a sentence. And from now, we are all reading and writing English. Similarly, for a student who is doing computer science, you have to understand the language of the computer. When you understand the language, everything becomes very easy for the students to learn. So that is why RoboGarden technology is very essential, and it has become a necessity now for the students, for everybody, to be able to understand the language of the computer that is broken down into different categories, which I showed you in my second to the last slide, where you see the ones that are made for the secondary schools, the ones that are made for the pre-K, and the ones that are made for the universities. And the good thing is this, it is so simple, so gamified, that you don't have to be a genius to be able to use RoboGarden technology. It is so easy. Some schools, you don't need to be able to be a genius or even go to computer science school to follow up the concept, the simple and the gamified concept RoboGarden have laid out for the students. And when they are learning, they don't even know that they are learning something so important, which some schools have demonstrated that it has improved the students' ability in their science skills, math skills, and engineering skills, and even subsequently lead them to understand the language of the Python, JavaScript that is used in the computer system as of today. So giving the kids the foundation It's a necessity for them to get to the next level.
Excellent. So the final question comes from me this time. And Ngozi, looking at your very, very interesting bio and the CV, working in the oil and gas industry, upstream, downstream, midstream segments, you know, very technical stuff. And then you decide to leave all this behind you, leave all your expertise there and become an entrepreneur in a totally new domain. How did this happen?
To be honest, I haven't left my oil and gas. Okay. I am still an oil and gas person because that is where I have my base. I am a person who is very passionate for youth, for learning, for progressive innovation, and especially for the developing world. Because I know that when you develop human capital, you have developed the power of the country. So I am a kind of a diversified person. I remember when I taught a business course when I haven't even done an MBA in the school, and I was being asked, how did you divert from pure science chemistry to get to be teaching business school when you haven't done business? But it's the person I am. I am a diversified person. I haven't left my oil and gas. And most importantly, what RoboGarden technology is doing is leveraging across all industries, oil and gas industries, the optimization. Right now, we have a technology in RoboGarden which we call M10. That technology is, you will use it to be able to assess and evaluate oil and gas pipeline, the corrosion, where is it going to happen? Then you'll be able to advise the oil company that this pipeline, the integrity of this pipeline is in question. You will be able to use the M10, which is also a higher end of RoboGarden, to be able to go to a country and advise the government that this bridge will be collapsing in 1 or 2 years. You will be able to use that same technology to be able to advise builders that this foundation you have laid for this house will not last. At this certain time, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, these houses are going to be pulled down. This is the fundamentals of RoboGarden that now has grown into the M10, which is another higher end of RoboGarden that is now advising industries, working with industries, governments on the validity of their properties.
This was really, really very powerful, Ngozi. We thank you very, very much for walking us through your revolutionary educational platform, RoboGarden. On behalf of ICSB and our board and all our members, we thank you for this very, very informative presentation and webinar. This brings us to the end of our webinar, Rights and Voices of Youth, Teaching Coding for Youth. Thank you very much all for participating, and thank you once again, Ngozi, for this presentation.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. And thank you all the participants. Thank you very much for listening to me.